Hello and welcome back to New Labels Only. Today we have another watch unboxing, and our watch today is Gane Watches. So this is a brand from Singapore, and if you'd like to know more about the watch, the brand, the owner, the founder, do read our blog post where we do a full review of the watch. So what do we have inside? So inside we have the C3 automatic Steely with the leather strap. So let's see the watch. So let's try to remove the packaging. So definitely love this shiny part of the watch. Let's put that away. And this is the casing it came in. Looks like a wooden box, but it is not a real wooden box, but actually pretty good looking. And nothing else inside. Let's put that away. And this is the watch. Again, this is a C3 automatic Steely. And I'll come to the watch in a minute. Let's leave that there. And this is the rest of the packaging. There's a welcome note and a thank you note, which we love. Love the tassel here. And nothing else inside. Let's close this off. It does feel luxurious inside. Love this feel of this material here. But again, the main feature and the main focus of this video is the watch. So we have the Steely C3 automatic, and let's give you a good view of the watch. This is the dial, the strap, the buckle here, have a sign, Gane watch sign, Italian leather, and then you have the engraved closed casing at the back. So let's find out more about this watch. So the watch is 38mm by 13mm, so it is a quite thick watch. And also you can see from the screw in case back, it does stick out a bit from here. Yep. In terms of the strap itself, it is quite a thick strap. We're looking at 4mm in thickness, so it is a quite thick strap. And if you do look closely, hopefully the camera's picking up from here, it's actually wrinkled a bit. And there's a reason for this. It's actually the theme of the watch. It is not because I've worn it before. No, it's not that. It's just that the tan leather strap, Italian leather strap actually, has been given a wrinkled touch to the watch. So in terms of the casing, as this says, 38mm by 38mm by 13mm. From lug to lug, we're looking at 45mm. So it is quite. So from lug to lug, we're looking at 45mm. In terms of the lug itself, if you can see that there's a sharp drop here. So in most watches, they do continue the lug or try to cover the lug, but in this one, there's a camera picking up. It's actually a quite sharp drop. So from here to here, it drops straight away. And again, we have the curved lug, so it drops straight. So you have a sharp drop, and the lug is curved. Hopefully the camera is picking it up. So there you go. You can see the curved lug there. So in terms of the movement inside, we have a Miyota caliber 8215. So it's a quite decent movement for this watch. Again, this is the debut watch. They're new to the watch. So Gane Watches is new to the watch market. So it's a decent movement in terms of a new entry in the market. So it is a serviceable movement. It is a reliable movement. We are looking at -20 to +40 seconds a day. So it's a quite time accurate watch. We're looking at 42-hour power reserve. So if you were to pull the crown and then, rotate it, we're looking at what we always say is our 60 rotation should give you a good power reserve throughout the day, and it should work well. In terms of the before I move on, so the crown has been given a teeth cut design, and if we can see, there's a G. Hopefully the camera. There you go. There's a G on the crown for Gane Watches, and this is a push crown. It is not a screw in crown. So There you go, push it once. There's no date window, so just once should do it. To change the time, push it back in and rotate to power the movement. In terms of the jewels inside, we're looking at 21 jewels inside, but unfortunately we can't see it because of the case, the closed case back. But we do love the engraving done. It's actually hand engraved. This is a better view, a better angle. This is actually hand engraved, the design at the back. And if you do read our blog post, and which we do encourage you to do, you find out more about the engraving at the back and what it means to the founder of Gane Watches. Let me try to bring it up closer to you. Hopefully, there you go. And it is a limited edition watch, as you can see. So once it's gone, it is gone forever. So in terms of the case itself, it is made from 316 surgical stainless steel, and it is a heavy watch. This is definitely a heavy watch. We're looking at 86 gram in weight, so it is a heavy watch. If you count the movement plus the stainless steel, it is a heavy watch. The buckle, as I say, has been signed with Gane Watches. It does feel good. It is a thick strap, and it is quite a large strap. Let's turn the more at the back again. Genuine Italian leather, and luckily the strap do have quick release pins. So if you were to change the strap, maybe to another color, maybe you don't like the tan, you can change it easily. So let's see how does the watch looks on the wrist. So this is the watch on the wrist. The buckle on the side, this way, bring it closer, this way as well, and this way. As you can see, I do have a small wrist, as I would say, 17 centimeter in diameter, so I do have quite a small wrist, and I'm using the second to last hole. So if your wrist is smaller than mine, you will be fine. The strap needs to be broken into. It's quite thick, but it is comfortable, we have to say. So given a few where the strap should break and should fit your wrist very comfortably. So this, I mean, because it's a new strap, you can see that there is some I mean, the watch is not sitting well really. If I were to press it this hard, then it would sit well, but because it's a new strap, give it a few try and it should be fine. I do like this large strap here. It does hold the excessive or extra surplus of the strap well. The strap does feel well on the skin, actually. It is, you can feel the genuine leather, Italian leather actually, and it does feel supple. It is very smooth. It is actually very nice. In terms of the look itself, they have gone for a vintage look, so I'm saying maybe 1960s look. It does feel good. They have used a boxed design for the casing, so it's not your usual round or square. It's quite boxy. It's quite sad. I love this curvature here and here. We did forget to mention about the lens. So sapphire crystal lens has been used. In terms of, there is anti-reflecting coating, but from here clearly not, because I'm pushing on the light. But yeah, there is anti-reflection coating. It is fine in terms of depending on the angle of the light you're facing, but it is fine. In terms of the lens itself, it does push out a bit. You can see here, it does push out a bit. The reason for this is actually that the index inside and the dial inside actually have two layers. And this is the reason for this two layer is to create a 3D effect. So the first layer you can see with the batons, that's the upper layer, and the inside where the Gane Watches marking and the logo has been created, that's for the second layer. So it does create like a curvature, I would say more like a concave type of design for this watch. So when you see it up close, you see this 3D effect. In terms of the hand, simple baton has been used, and they do have Swiss Super Luminova, so they will light up during the night. I would say they're not the best. The reason for this is that the hands are quite small, so I mean there's only a certain amount of luminova you can apply, but it's visible, it is fine. In terms of the hands, in terms of the index, You might think these are battens, but they are not battens. Hopefully the camera's picking up. They're actually deep cut on the first layer. So if you look at the first layer, they have been cut inside to create a batten design. So there's no actual physical batten. They're actually deep cuts on the first layer. But it is a good watch. It does feel good on the wrist. The crown feels good as well. It's not poking my hand at all. It's well covered, it's well protected. And it's actually, we do like the vintage look of this watch. So before we finish the video, let's talk about the price. We're looking at $495. So it is a mid-price range watch. Some of you may question about the movement. Yes, it is not the greatest movement in the world, but it is a good debut movement for this watch. In terms of, you also think that, wait a minute, this watch is a bit too expensive to be for a debut watch, and to be honest, we do agree with you. But in terms of the vintage looking watch, there's not a lot out there. That they did find a gap in the market. They are focused on this gap in the market. And if you were to buy a vintage watch itself, you would probably shell out maybe a couple of hundred, not hundred, but a couple of thousands of pounds, or on the upper end of the hundreds. But so this is the mid price, I would say. It's decent price. One thing we did mention in our blog post is that there are some features that are missing. The battens or the deep cut should have been given some luminous coating. That'll be good during the night. There's enough space on the dial for a date window, we think. Some of you may argue that, wait a minute, if you put a date window, it might ruin the aesthetic and the vintage look. But to be honest, we do like a date window, and I think we believe there's enough space for a date window on this watch. So do let us know what you think about the watch in the comment. We do like it. It's well designed. It does look it does look good on the wrist. The only sticking point is the price, but you can look past it, to be honest. But it is good looking and feels good on the wrist. So this was unboxing of the Gane Watch C3 Automatic Steely, and we do hope that you enjoyed the video. We do have more unboxings coming soon this year, so do subscribe and do stay tuned. Thank you for watching. See you next time.